Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I would like to call...
Ma'am, stop. I know you want to control this room, but this isn't Burger King. When the sign changes to Burger King, you can have it your way. Right now, this is my courtroom, and you will answer my questions. Stop. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Yes or no? Are you going to tell the truth? All right, I'll take that as silence. I understand her attorney is on here. Where is her attorney?
He's the big right now.
Again, say anything again without telling me you're going to tell the truth, and I'll hold you in contempt of court for 93 days. Contempt carries with it 93 days and or $7,500. You will not act disrespectful in this.
I'm kind of curious why I'm here today. I was pretty sure I served my sentence out.
You never showed up for the sentence.
I was pretty sure I was released to, and I served my entire sentence for the entire in 2022. I thought I'd already served my sentence. I was here for like 60 days.
On July 13th of 2022, you got arrested for failing to appear, and you pled not guilty again. So you trespassed on the house and allegedly trashed the place. You were in jail for 25 days. I gave you a PR bond, which you promptly never appeared again whatsoever. So your bluster this morning is wasted.
I never got any notice to appear.
I told you in the courtroom. I may have even given you something. I told you the matter was set for sentencing on September 12th of 2022. I let you out of jail, and you paid me back by never showing up again.
I don't remember ever getting a notice to appear after.
I told you in the courtroom what the day was to be here.
I physically did not have a sheet that said I needed to return to the court.
Well, we sent it, which is the address that you gave me in the courtroom.
The address is no longer, I cannot receive mail there. The house has been condemned. Well, the complainant was in the parking lot when I left the jail that day and threatened my life.
All right.
Norma is her name?
No. Her name is James.
The woman that was watching the residence was in the parking lot that day when I left and threatened my life.
Okay. So anyway, you never called your lawyer. Your lawyer was unable to reach you, and you never showed up. So how did you get arrested last night?
I didn't get arrested last night. I was arrested on Sunday.
How did you come to get arrested?
On my property.
Did they arrest you for something else, or did they just find there was this warrant?
They arrested me for something else. This popped up when I was going to be let out.
All right. What was the charge in Kalamazoo?
A false charge of controlled substance, dangerous drugs.
Have you ever been treated for any mental health issues?
What? Yourself first.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
I said go f yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a little busy right now, so I'm not able to do that. Ma'am, I'm just trying to help you.
Ma'am, he's trying to help you, and please don't use profanity or try and disrupt my courtroom, because I don't want to be forced to hold you in contempt of court. All right, Mr. Snyder's trying to help you. And I'm ordering that you stay away from Cynthia Cuba. Do not have any contact with her, and you must stay away from her home and place of business. As to the other case...
Who is this cunt Cynthia Cuba? Tell me!
I think you allegedly tried to hit with the pliers. The other case... F-15-1426.
That's right from
the bond on count one is $5,000.
Hey!
Two, it's $5,000, and count three is $1,000. Have a nice day, ma'am. We'll try and get you into the hospital.
Okay, Mrs. Harper, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, basically, I am leaving Mr. Harper because I have reason to believe that he's been involved with other women, and We have 2 children. We've only been married 2 years.
Okay.
And I'm devastated.
All right. How old are your children?
They are 2 and 6 months.
Oh, you have little babies.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
All right. So you said you have reason to believe. What do you mean by that?
Well, we're in the pool business. My husband, soon to be ex-husband, is in the pool business. And, he's going out to these pools after they're finished. I mean, these women are in their bikinis. They're laying out, why does he need to be over there? He's saying that he's just servicing. I don't know what he's servicing.
Servicing the pool after hours?
That's a good question. So, yeah, I mean, I looked at his phone one day. I mean, it was just because I needed to check on something because I'm in the business too. I'm the secretary.
Okay.
And there's these women, these customers that are texting him. And, I mean, I can't even repeat what some of these texts
The customers that are in the swimsuits?
So they're the women of these pools that have been put in, and they're texting him long after the pools have been put in.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what are you seeking here today?
Well, basically, I just can't bring my children up in this kind of situation. And I basically want to leave with the children. And, he makes a lot of money. Our business makes a lot of money. But when I leave, I'm not going to have that. So I need to keep the lifestyle that my children and I have had. They go to private school, and we have a nanny. And so I need to continue that so that their lives aren't disturbed. And we live in a house, $500,000, and I need to maintain something similar so that it's not a big adjustment for any of us.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. Private school, do you all pay tuition for that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. How much is it? If you were to break it down monthly, because I know tuition sometimes isn't a monthly thing.
It's about $1,800 a month.
$1,800. What kind of private school is it?
It's a good private school.
Oh my gosh. They teaching the baby how to drive?
Well, the baby's not there yet, but he will
Well,
be.
the 2-year-old, right?
Well,
that's still a baby for $1,800.
It's a tuitional. I mean, you grow with the school. So
does the tuition payment grow too?
No.
Oh, okay. So it stays at $1,800.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once they're accepted, they're accepted.
Okay, I follow you now. So if we were to break that down monthly, that's about $150 a month. What about the nanny? How much does she cost monthly?
I think he pays most of the bills, so he can probably answer that better.
Okay. Have you already started looking at other homes, other apartments, or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a couple other homes in the neighborhood that I'd really like to move into. I think that would be the least disruptive to me and to the kids.
Okay.
So, yeah. And
would you be renting out those homes?
Basically, I would like to buy one.
Okay.
So that we can maintain the same lifestyle that we've had. Okay.
If you were to buy a home, the homes that you were looking at, what are you looking at on mortgage?
About $3,000 a month.
Okay.
But again, I mean, I would think he would need to pay the majority of that.
Okay. So you want him to buy you a home? You and the children a home?
I mean, I would call it spousal support. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about any other bills that you would potentially have to pay?
So, I think he should keep paying for the nanny and the private school.
Okay.
And, I have been only working part-time. And of course, I would not want to keep working in the business with him and these customers who are still coming around. So I would have to find a job, and that could take a really long time. So I would think he should pay everything until I find something where I can work part-time.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
well, just don't believe his excuses about these women. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay.
In regards to this case, the state is recommending deferred adjudication.
Apparently we are, Judge.
So I don't understand.
Just for completeness.
No. Why should I go along with the deferred adjudication? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, one, I'm not the person who took this plea, but she's on deferred adjudication for continuous violence against family.
Yes,
and
Judge.
now we have an assault case, and she had a previous motion to revoke, and that was for a violent offense as well. I don't understand why I should follow this plea. And I'm keeping an open mind about it. I'm trying to figure out.
Yep. Yeah.
I could understand if there were mental health issues or something else that was going on, if y'all want to address that.
Judge, this offer and plea was entered by a different assistant district attorney. At this point, I'm bound to honor that. I don't know if Mr. Callahan wants to address your concerns himself.
Your Honor, Ms. Harrison does not recognize that she has a major mental illness problem, but she's been examined for it. The complainant in this case wants her to get probation, deferred adjudication, but she wants her to stay away from her. They get into fights, and that problem should be avoided. She has the support of her mother's in the back of the courtroom. Raise your hand, and that's where she would live. She has expressed to me that her method of handling problems is poor, bad. She wants to change it, and her own self-rehabilitative efforts at the two programs indicate that. You can trust her. I asked the court to go along with the plea. May I address the court further?
Yes.
I would like to speak to you, Your Honor.
Oh, yes.
I just want to say I'm sorry for my actions. I was just trying to get my daughter back from the situation. I don't want to be back in here. I've been taking parenting classes. I'm supposed to get my parenting class certificate tomorrow, but I make it today. I know I got a CPS class that I had to take. If you do it this week to get my daughter back, I'm just trying to right my wrong and do better for my daughter.
All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
Anything to say on this matter?
I will.
Wants to get out to get her child back, and she promises to do better.
I would say, as the court noted before, this is not the first MTR for a violent offense. And with the 3 new cases, the probation department is recommending revocation.
All right.
It appears that she has not completed the BIPP class, her parenting class.
Let's be 1 second.
And I do not have on here, I would have to look in the system of any UAs that she's completed. I don't see that she's paid anything toward her fees or fines as well.
All right. Ms. Harrison, you may want to speak to your attorney. I'm not going to follow this plea bargain agreement. It's rare that I don't follow plea bargain agreements, but I'm not going to follow this plea bargain agreement. Now, I understand that probably, and I'm making an assumption, I understand that probably you entered the plea to the deferred and then entered a plea on the motion to revoke, thinking that the court would probably grant your deferred and therefore not revoke you on the other. If that was the assumption you had, if you've made a plea in the motion to revoke, I'll allow her to withdraw that plea and it can be set for a contested hearing.
We withdraw, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to allow them to withdraw their plea to any allegations in the motion to revoke, and we'll set the motion to revoke for a contested hearing. And then whatever you all choose to do on the new case, you're more than welcome to do it. How much time do you need, Mr. Callahan?
At the court's convenience.
All right. State, for a contested hearing?
2 to 3 weeks, Judge.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this back for a contested hearing?
I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. Are you Matthew Aldridge? Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of Zachary Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of that.
Attorney what?
That.
attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
There's authorization to do legal rep.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply a attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm an attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge. Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. This is in the state of Tennessee in Cheatham County and Chancery Court, which is filed in the wrong county because in the wrong court, because this is circuit court. You just be quiet.
You go to the courthouse, it comes up.
You need to listen to me instead of talking. This is a challenge to the standing. The Supreme Court of the United States has stated that no corporation has standing anything to man. And then there's a quotation for Rundle versus Delaware Raritan Canal Company. And then it said, as well as it being a maximum of law, citing certain Latin phrases, dissimilar things ought not to be joined by a definition of Black's Law Dictionary. I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. So the respondent in error requires that the state of Tennessee Incorporated and Cheatham County Chancery Court prove their standing to proceed against a man in any court of law. You have 15 calendar days to prove your standing or forever yield to estoppel, waiver, and fraud, and cease and desist this proceeding immediately. More time is available if requested. And then this was signed by Matthew O'Neill Aldridge. Is that your signature?
That's the signing error thing.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an Article 3 trial?
What?
Would that be an Article 3 trial? A trial by jury, with jury?
It would be a trial by jury. Certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You're wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are, in fact, Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow.